Hello, good morning, and welcome to my page. Um, my name is Vera Ogbomo. I am the face behind, this page, and today I have my business partner with me, Melanie from Northern Ireland. I am going to give her the opportunity right now, to introduce herself. All right, Melanie.
Hi, everybody. Hope everyone's doing well. As Vera said, we're here in Ireland. I'm in Northern Ireland, and the weather is amazing at the minute. It is just beautiful. I think we're sitting at 27 degrees today, which doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
I'm not going to waffle on for ages. I'm from Northern Ireland. I'm 47 years old, married, live with my husband and two boys. One is 15 and one is 8. And I've done a lot of things over the one was I was in the Northern Ireland civil service in a government position for around 17 years. And I left that in 2019 for health reasons. So at the moment, I currently children's ward at a local hospital in an admin position, and then I also do this digital business. So that's just a little bit about me.
That's a very, fantastic introduction of yourself, Melanie. Thank you so much. Although we are having, some technical, problems here, the internet seems to be, a bit crazy this morning. But we'll try as much as we can, to stay here, for the course of this
We shall try.
session. Yeah. So hopefully we'll be able to, to communicate, the right, messages, to you, and hopefully the internet will be good, for us. Thank you so much once again for that wonderful introduction. And then just to you said you worked in the civil service for a very long time,
Yeah.
and you also told us about the reasons why you actually decided to come into this digital business. Can you tell me, please, how you came across this business?
Yeah, sorry, just repeat that last little bit because you just broke up slightly. Oh, why I decided to start it. Yeah. Well, the main reason was I had been working, as I say, for quite a while in the civil service, and I had quite a lot of things going on around really, I suppose, from 2017 onwards. But just a lot of stuff that I won't go into all the details, but it got harder and harder to maintain full-time employment and to be out of the house for that length of time, and also to keep up with family life, home life. You know, you've a husband, you've two kids. Very early in the morning, coming home. I was home maybe for 10 minutes, and then my husband would go out and he worked evening times, and he came home 1:30 in the morning or 2 a.m. And it worked for us in that it meant we didn't have to look for childcare, but it also meant we never had any time together at all. So it was just getting more and more difficult. And I had moved further away from my job, the health issues, and it all kind of culminated. I ended up off for a period on sick leave for quite a long period. And as I was due to go back, that kind of, I started to consider then, did I really want to go back into that hard and possibly impacting my health again and impacting my stress levels? So it was at that stage I started to think there has to be something else. There has to be something, not necessarily easier, but something that's going to fit in more with your life and that you just don't looking. And I didn't even really know what I was looking for. I just was randomly scrolling and, Googling work from home. What can I do from home? Opportunities, just all sorts of things. And lots of different things came up, and some things just looked I came across an ad which was from a fellow business owner in this business, and the rest is history. I Something just drew me in, and I felt like this was different, a little bit different to all the others, and here I am.
Thank you so much for sharing those, if personal information about yourself. I always believe this. They said in every situation we find ourselves, we should give thanks to God because most of the time it is when we get to that, to that difficult situation that we begin to see the light, the light being shown to the area where we should actually be or where we should actually focus on. Because due to the busyness of life, due to other people owning our time, we just end up going, and not even paying attention to those very important things in our lives, such as our
Yeah,
family and such as the time. Because come to think of it, the time that you lose with your family today, you can't regain it tomorrow. Tomorrow's time is different. Today's time is different. And
yeah,
who knows what is going to happen tomorrow? Who knows where we are going to be tomorrow? Who knows what our situation is going to be tomorrow? So I do believe strongly that that situation that happened to you was a turning point, for you, to sit still and look for other options. Just like my story will be very similar to yours. I
okay,
was always this mom who always believe in pursuing my career, pursuing my job, very dedicated. I was very dedicated to my job and everything. But it got to a
yeah,
point where I realized that even though I had everything I felt I needed, my job was a well-paying job in a very reputable
yeah,
institution. But at the same time, I found out that I was actually losing out on my time with my children. The children were even though we lived under the same roof, like you said just now, we got to the situation where if myself and my husband, we only have to pass ourselves on the driveway. It was
yeah.
like
That's
it
no
was how
good.
that's how. Yeah.
That's
So
no way
I,
to live.
I I remember there was a time that even a light was shown to me, but I decided to just ignore it and keep pursuing, keep telling myself that listen, I'm doing the right thing for the kids. I am actually working to provide for them so that it is okay. Even though there was a clear, picture of, I remember sitting in front of my first son, and for some reason I looked at his profile and I saw something that looks like some little hair, little mustache. I was like, oh God, when did this actually happen? I remember bawling on that day. I was like, I've actually lost out so much on this boy's life, even though we lived in the same house.
Yeah,
Those
yeah,
times that you have to work, sometimes consecutive, 5 days in a week, I don't get to see them. I don't just get to see them. And the few days that we have, left, is either we're using it to clean the house, using it to quickly do something that we do not even enjoy. We don't even enjoy it and everything. So
yeah,
until I became sick, I think that was my turning point because I do feel that that was actually what made me become serious with this business. And thank God I was able to to find this business, and here am I today. Also living a fulfilled life. My bills are still being paid. Everything is still being taken care of, and I do not have to exhaust all those time that I used to, for I mean, for my job. So it is just fabulous. Thank you so much for sharing that. And just to to let
everything
people who are
happens.
actually watching us today,
Yeah,
in
everything
case
happens
we
for a
resonate
reason.
with,
It
yeah,
does happen for a reason, absolutely. And at the time, it can be very hard to see it. When
yeah,
you're feeling awful
yeah,
of it, but it does happen for a reason. And it's like you say, your children are children for such a short period of time, and then they get that they won't want to spend time with you. Already, my eldest son now is 15.
mm,
And he doesn't always want to spend
yeah,
me to pick him up. I work, as I say, part-time, but I'm
mm,
home, 2:30 on the days that I do work, and I can do that now, and I can be there to pick them up from activities and pick them up from school, because the business is also running for me as well when I'm
yeah.
doing all that. So in the end, but it can be hard to see at the time.
Yeah, so that's in fact it's just a blessing that we found ourselves in this business. And to bring us to the next question now, people who are watching us may be thinking, what is digital business? they although we have so many types of digital businesses out there, although there are other names for them. It could be called online business. It could be called any other name. But I would like to just for us to enlighten our viewers who are watching us at this point in time what a digital business is.
Frozen. Right. You're frozen. Yeah. What is a digital business? Well, for me, it's kind of simple. I mean, I suppose everyone has their own interpretation, but for me, a digital business is purely something that can be done digitally. You will have, systems available in the background that can get you set up. You have, a certain amount of automation so that you don't physically have to be there. It's different to, a brick and mortar business where you're changing your time for that income or for that money. If you have a brick and mortar business and you're not open for those hours, whatever they may be, then you're not generating any business because you're not physically there.
Yeah.
This is something that can be or not, it still runs in the background. Yes, you still have to do a certain amount of work. Obviously, you're still communicating with people. So I think a lot of people also think maybe if it's digital, it's a bit a bit clinical, a bit soulless, but you're still doing a lot of connect as well. It's not just always online. And we've had meetups face to face for anyone who's within the local area. But it also means you're not limited to your local area. So its reach is global. So you can pick and choose, who limited by where you live. I mean, I live in a very rural area, and if I was to try and set up something here that wasn't online, I'd be very limited as to who I could reach. But because it's online and it's digital, you can reach wherever. And I actually love that because or whether it's online, I love meeting people from all different backgrounds, all different cultures, all different countries. And, it makes it so interesting as well. So for me, yeah, to sum it up, a digital business is something that can be done online at a good percentage of whether you're present or not. And it also gives you the opportunity to reach globally. So that kind of sums it up for me. What's your thinking on it?
Yes, thank you so much, for that, Mel. You have actually said it all because to talk about what digital business is, in case of those who are watching us today, is just it's you having a business, online, just so to say, and what that means is that you only have to connect with the world, through your mobile devices, through your computers, as far as you have, your internet connection. And it is similar to the brick and mortar kind of business, but the difference is your presence is not needed there all the time, because once your business runs on automation, you only have to you have time, you have that flexibility to be able to do any other thing that you need to do, or any other thing that you have going on for you. So and the good thing about it is, just as Mel has mentioned, is that you are not limited to your reach, your prospect or your customers reach. So it
Yeah.
is a global. So you can actually sit down where I'm sitting in my office now. Mel is there in our own home. We can reach out, to the world, through the devices that we have. So
Yeah.
that is simply what digital business is. And the good thing also is that you do not have to. You can actually have as much as earn as much as you want to have in your digital business, even more than what you would earn if you have your brick and mortar business. Because one, you do not have to physically pay for a location, or
Yeah.
so all you have to do, you bring, and you can bring it anywhere. And that also, like I said earlier, brings, gives you that flexibility, to do whatever you want to do. You can be on a holiday, you can just decide to travel the world for as long as you want, as far as you have your phone, your laptop, your computer, and internet service. You can always transact your business wherever you go. So that's what digital business is all about. So for this moment, I will take a moment to quickly appreciate and Annalise. Annalise is watching us from Annalise. I don't know where
Oh,
she's watching us from. She just said hi. Thank
Annalise is from
yeah.
South Africa. She's from South Africa, actually. Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for tuning in. Um, so yeah, that's it. If you're watching us from anywhere, any part of the world, just let us know where you're watching us
Yeah.
from, so that we'll be able to, just to and to back up what we have just said, that our business right now is actually global, reach. Yeah, thank you so much. Um, so the next question now for us, Mel, is before you started this digital business, did you have any, particular skills, to be able to start this business?
Well, personally, I mean, I worked in an admin position, so I was familiar with, various different systems, various different computer systems and processes, but I didn't need to be, because this was so different from anything I'd done before. And you really do not need to have any type of particular, assumes that you're starting from a level where you do not know anything, and it takes you from scratch, right from the basics all the way up. So, we'll have all sorts of people who, are way more skilled in IT than me, and people who have no experience, any particular skills or experience to get started. But I find, for me, what I found I kind of needed to develop and to work on as I've gone through the business is, there are certain qualities which are good, because when you're running a business by yourself and for yourself, I mean, you're not by yourself, because we've a massive big community and we've got mentors and coaches and what have you, but you do also need a certain amount of resilience, and to expect that there will be ups and downs. It won't all be perfect.
Absolutely.
That you're not in an organization anymore, you're not an employee anymore, you don't have your employer to fall back on or to blame if anything goes wrong. You need to take, that ownership and that responsibility yourself, and be able to bounce back from any, there will be ups and there will be downs. So yeah, resilience was one for me. Working on my mindset as well, and seeing the positive in everything. Again, as I say, you will get people who will come along and jump on board, and it's fantastic. Right from, you get a lot of skeptical people, or a lot of people who think, you're trying to scam them, or you're doing something, dodgy. So you need to develop that, mindset, that you're able to deal with those type of people and not let it get to you, um, or the good in it. So you need to develop that mindset that, again, everything happens for a reason, and you will attract the right people to the business for you. But again, when you're just starting out, sometimes it can be hard to see that, if you have people, being quite skeptical and throwing up questions and little bits. So that takes time. Marketing skills as well, but again, that's something that we teach in our business program when you join. So, while I was quite good on IT and computer skills, I had absolutely no experience with putting myself, which is basically what we do. So that was completely new to me. Things like even just creating your own Facebook page and how that all worked, and Facebook algorithms and who sees your post, and how you can boost, loads of different things. That was all completely new. But I mean, I just went through it all, literally step by step, and I still go back and still refresh, because our training, as you know, changes as well constantly.
Yeah.
Because so it's always progressing. So the training has to progress along with that. So yeah, I had to develop those skills in social media and in getting yourself out there, marketing, advertising, but it was never, difficult. It was never really a chore. You can go through our training. You can take your time, go as slow or as fast as you want. We have weekly, mastermind sessions, as you know, which are always recorded, so you don't even have to watch them live. You can go back over them at your own. Um, but as I say, it's all been, enjoyable, not easy. There are challenges, but for the most part, definitely enjoyable. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mel. Yeah, you see, and the good thing about this whole thing is that, we have everything, in our business. It's a full package, that comes with. We have all the tools and all the resources,
Yeah.
available. And it's not just the technical know-how skills. It is also your personal development, skills
Yeah.
as well, as Mel has already, mentioned. So you
Hmm.
have everything. That is why you see someone, coming into the business with nothing at all, no skills whatsoever, no technical skills, no personal development skills, no just nothing, even no business, experience. But
Hmm.
then when once they come into the business within a very short time, they are fully, a full entrepreneur, which is actually very, very brilliant because they have the system, set up in a way that we have all these, in place. And the fact
Yeah.
that we also have the mastermind, weekly masterminds, that means we have 52 to 53
Yep.
masterminds, in a year. So I tell you that is you having a full degree, for yourself if you were to go down, to the 4 walls of the college, to attend that, and that all those you get from the business. And we also have the massive community, which is also very good, for motivation for people with with the same the same mindset, encouraging each other and helping each other to grow. So it is just to me a blessing altogether, that I actually found this particular business because like I said earlier on, I mean in my previous videos, there are other businesses that I did before. And one of the challenges I had, that made me to even stop the business was I didn't have these resources. And as soon as I came in, and I saw the first thing I was looking for was mentorship. And I
Yeah.
saw that this mentorship, comes from with the business from the very first day. And then we have the coach as well, and then the community. In fact, that was how I decided, to come in straight away because that was what I needed, to even, get up, get started in the other business. So it is
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
a brilliant, pretty brilliant, tools and resources are available for us.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
community is great. And even the fact, again, that it's global means that no matter where you are, there's always somebody else who's awake at the same time.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
there's, for your mentor, if they happen to be, in a different country, you're not waiting for them to wake up. There's always someone else that you can speak to. So I like that aspect of it as well.
Thank you so much. I'll take this very moment now to quickly appreciate those who are watching us from different places. Okay, that is Annalise. She just mentioned that she's watching from South Africa. Thank you so much, Annalise. And then we have Ryan Alexander who is watching us all the way from the Philippines.
Oh,
So you
wow.
can actually see that is like Asia, Africa,
Yeah.
and then we have Europe. So that's three continents, connected together by
It's
the virtue
amazing.
of this. Yeah, so it is so so amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
I
for
love
this is
that
how
you
to tell
say.
you how how our business can actually reach a different part of the world just from the comfort of of your home or from the comfort of wherever you are. Thank you so much, Ryan, for tuning in as well. So right now we go down to the next question. When you talked about the skills, you of course you already had experience before, but you see there are other people too who do not have this experience. But the truth is, like we just mentioned just now, you have all the tools and the resources, for you that you don't be surprised or don't be put away that okay maybe because Mel had an experience before or maybe I had an experience before, but the truth is there are people who are in the community who are thriving so well in the business who had no clue of anything. But the only thing that you actually need for yourself, to succeed in this business is one, be make yourself available and be coachable, be teachable, because you have everything there for you. So no, talking about this business, like I mentioned just that they have so many types of business, digital or online businesses, in the world today. So do you want to just quickly mention a few difference between ours and what you know to be out, there?
Look at a few different things before I decided, to do this one. I think the training aspect of it definitely, I think, is quite unique. And the way our business model also is set up. So rather than being out there and selling products, we are selling the business opportunity. And I think that's quite unique, because you're not having to try and get people to buy things off you. You're basically selling the opportunity to have your own online business, benefits it can have for that person, whatever that means to them. It can be being at home with your children, or it can be so you can travel, or that you can eventually leave your full-time job or care maybe for an elderly relative, whatever that reason is. There are products obviously involved, because that is a means of how we earn, partly how we earn, but we're not directly selling them, and that's what I love
Yeah,
about it.
yeah,
Once you get into, need to be directly selling, there's no need to be storing stock, there's no need to be like reaching quotas for anything. And I love that aspect of it, because I'm not a salesperson and I don't want to be a salesperson. I just want people to see an opportunity where show them how it can be done. So there's a lot of mentorship and a lot of coaching involved, which I also really like, and I think that's probably different also from what's out there. In that right from scratch, when you start, you always have a mentor. So again, I think that's quite unique. The community, it's massive. I think we're the biggest online community out there. So it must work. You
yeah.
couldn't get to that size if it didn't work. Um, like, um, I think the way that we have, constant weekly sessions as well, with the founders and with the some of the really top players in the business. That's also good. Because people are willing to help each other, no matter whether it benefits them or not. And I think that's actually a really, it's full of integrity. Whenever you can see that there are people out there in the business who will reach out to you and assist you, but it doesn't benefit them in any way financially. They don't have to do that. Of the community. And I like that there's also a big focus on your own development, your own personal development, and your own mindset. And it's
Yeah.
not just about business. It's not just about getting in and reaching this level and making money, and because it's not about that. It's not really about the money. It's about the benefits that being more comfortable can bring you. It's not about material things. I mean, yes, they're nice, they're great, but it's more about how living like that can bring you that extra time with your family, or more peace in yourself, or focus on that. I think in the community, that it's less about materialistic things and more about what really matters, which is your loved ones and your own health and that type of thing. So I'm rambling on here. That's my take on it.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. I'll take this moment now to quickly appreciate those who are also joining us. We have, other people, Nala Baba. from not like you just tell us where you're watching us from. Thank you so much and for joining us. And then we have Jinky Bariga. Jinky, thank you so
Yeah,
much
tell us
for
where you're from.
for joining us and then for sharing the news of
Yeah,
this live presence. We
yeah,
appreciate that a lot. Yeah. So yeah, like you just mentioned, there are so many things that that made this business so unique, from other businesses out there. Like I mentioned before, I had I used to have have a digital business, which was different from this. And like I said before, one of the things that these are business have that is not really out there, what is the mentorship, because for someone who is starting something afresh, who is starting something from scratch, you need somebody to to mentor you, through the process. You need somebody to support you, and this is what the business gives to you from the one. And the good thing is there is no expiration of your mentoring, of your mentorship. It's continues through the journey, and you are from the get-go, you are trained also to be a mentor. So you by having this, at the back of your mind, you know that you are not just learning to develop yourself,
yeah,
but you're learning to also help other people as well. So
yeah,
your focus then, will be different, and you need to be more, you'll be more receptive of whatever you are, being taught. And also there is this. I remember when I joined this business, I was only looking for something to get by, something to just supplement my income. But then when I got
mhm,
into the business, I found out that it has a model that is designed in a way that it's a legacy that I can actually leave, for my for my family when I'm no longer here, or when I decide to live here, to move back to my country where I come from. So the
yes,
business still continues, and I can actually pass the business down to someone. So which is
yeah.
just a very brilliant thing. So right now, this should bring me now to the next question. I know a lot of people have asked me this, question before, and I try, I just give them a straightforward answer, which is just a no. They would ask me, is this an MLM, which is a multi-level marketing, business model?
Oh, you've frozen there a little bit again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I hate when people ask this question because I think people have a lot of preconceptions that any on a pyramid scheme, and firstly, pyramid schemes aren't even legal to begin with,
Mm.
and secondly, no, this is not an MLM. We do not need our mentor. Our mentor, yes, whenever you first, to help you and to help you get started and to flourish, but you will not always be benefiting your mentor financially.
Yeah.
There are people in this business who have started maybe 3 months ago, 4 months ago, for whatever reason, and everyone goes at their own pace and at their own level. And
Yes.
to me, like a pyramid scheme means that the people at the top are the ones who will always, always benefit. And that no
Yeah.
matter what you get financially, it's always going, isn't like that. It's not like there's just a few at the top who benefit and everyone else suffers. So no, it's not. And another thing that I would also say a lot of times to people is, if you're working in an organization in any, you just don't realize it, because you're an employee, you have a manager, your manager has a manager, then there's another manager, then there's maybe an assistant manager, and then there's the president or the CEO or whatever. And who do you think benefits the most? It's the realize you're in one, whereas at least with this business, you are purely working for yourself, and the work that you put in
Absolutely.
benefits you, it benefits you, and no one else. So that's really all I can say about that. It's
You've actually said it all, Melanie. Because
it's
one of the
not
things
possibly,
that you have to, one of the
yeah,
things
it's
that you have
not
to,
possibly,
see as a difference. yeah, difference between sorry, I thought you finished, talking there because
No,
the
you're
internet is
okay.
actually, yeah, holding me here. So one of the things that you have to know as soon as you come into any business at all is it MLM, as we all know, pyramid scheme is not legal. But this business is legitimate in whatever country that you are resident at. So that alone, rules out, the fact that it is
Yeah.
a pyramid scheme, a business. And another thing, just as you just mentioned, there is that you do not have to rely on your mentor or your coach or anybody, above you, to thrive in a business.
Hmm.
You have, we all have the same, a system to operate from. So whatever I do, I am doing it for my own self.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it for any other person. Of course, we support each other to grow as well, but at the same time, you are 100% working for yourself. And to also like to maybe to bring it to a layman's, words is when you do not have to, you can actually come into the business today through me or through Melanie, and you can soar while I decide to just take my own time to grow. So that is
Hmm.
one of the a difference between ours and whatever is out there. So of course we are not MLM, but the good thing is for you to be able to know all of this, you have to come in and see for yourself. And which we also recommend to people that you need to come in and see and watch the free webinar or workshop, as you want to call it. You would see for yourself. You'll be able to tell
Yeah.
the difference if you are experiencing these other areas. So yeah, thank you so much for that, ML. So for anyone who is looking to start this business, like I had a process which I had to go through. Of
Hmm.
course, I know you have a process as well which you had to go through. So if you don't mind, Mel, do you mind telling that people who are watching us, to on
Hmm.
the steps and they have to follow, to begin this business?
All I can say is, obviously, yes, I had the process to go through, same as you had the process to go through. And the first step really is to watch one of the webinars. Um, I will sometimes get people that'll say, "Oh, I don't have time to watch that," and can you not just tell me what it's about? And the answer is not really, because if you can't take the time, to watch, 60, 90-minute workshop, exactly what the process is, what the business is, how it works, then, possibly it's not for you. You really need to start and start by watching that, because that will explain it better than I can explain it. Hear from people like myself and Vera who are already doing the business and how it's been working for them. You will find out a little bit about the business model that we use and how it works. So, and it's free, it's not going to cost you anything. We run them twice a week. If not, we always get the replay up that can be sent to you via email, or we can send you the link, and you can watch it anytime you want. But really, that is the best first step, because then you get to hear straight from the people involved. You've got nothing, really nothing to lose, because A, it's free, and B, there's no obligation to continue. If you don't want to go any further after that, that's entirely your choice. But it's worth looking at. There's doing housework or something. There's nothing to lose. Give it a go. Watch it. Reach out then after that. Once you've watched it with any questions. We do. Some of us do also have like interim Facebook groups that you can join for also. The other thing is, if you watch and you think, yeah, this is for me, I want to give it a go, and you do decide to join us, again, it's very risk free. Because whenever you come in on our business program, you've got 30 days to fully check it out. So that's no problem. That's no issue at all. So you've nothing really to lose. You know, if you're sitting there and you're thinking, I really wouldn't mind trying something different, but I'm just not sure, then have a look at it. And if it's not for you, so until you try.
Just to reiterate what you just said, Emil, thank you so much once again. For anyone who is looking out, to start this business, you may be having, so many questions on your mind. But like Mel have already said, we are inviting you to watch the free webinar, which is a 90 minutes, a webinar. And if you are in a particular time zone where it is showing as, maybe your sleeping time, you can always, still register your name and your email address where either on my website or on mail websites, as you can see on the screen. And then you still have the same link, to watch a replay. So you can watch it at your own convenience. And to be honest, if you know what you actually want, and if you take out your time to sit down and watch the webinar, you would know if this business is for you or not. And like Mel have said, you do not have anything to lose, but all to gain, because by I know there are different tutorials and
Yeah.
packages out there, which you would have to pay, to watch, such length of training, but it is all free, for you. It's just a little gift from us, to you, to encourage you to see for yourself, because we have a lot of information there that we cannot actually say here within a very short time. So we
Yeah.
advise you to go there and register your name and your email address, and see if this business is for you. A lot of lives have been changed by this business. A lot of situations have been revived as a result of this business. So we want you to come in and see for yourself. Like, I am a living testimony of this. So yeah. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, for watching. Until we see you in our next video. Once again, I have Mel Packer all the way from Northern and thank you so much, Mel, for joining me today.
No problem at all. Thank you for having me. It's been good.
Yeah, my pleasure. Yeah, God bless. Until next time, we'll see you. Bye.